What's up, Lock Talk family? It's your boy Jason. I'm back for another MLB breakdown video. If you want me to keep on coming back up here and dropping these gems, hit that subscribe button, put that notification bell on so you never miss a video. We've been killing MLB, man. On the premium side, we are 6-1 in our last 7 plays. We've been absolutely blowing it up. Had a full clean sweep on Saturday. That was an amazing day. And yes, it went 2-1. The only play I didn't hit was CJ Abrams over bases. But you know what? A winning is a winning day. So let's get you some winners today. I'm going to talk about a few spots that I do like. In these videos, I'm just going to give you good matchups where I think, you can look at some of the props. I'll give you some options. And then you guys obviously can roll from there. If you want all our premium plays, I'll put something special down in the description and in the pinned comment. So you get a free week by tapping in with us. All you got to do is just go to one of our partner apps, sign up, send me a DM, and I'll get you added in a week free in premium. So, all right, guys, let's get straight into the video. Let's talk about some plays that I do like to. I'll probably talk about 2 or 3, and then we'll be on our way, man. So the first play I want to talk about is my man Taj Bradley of the Rays. Let me see. I got to move the screen around. Hold on. Move this around a little bit so you guys can see the guy. But yeah, Taj Bradley, he is the starting pitcher today for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's done fairly well, and I look at his over and strikeouts. So obviously I want you guys to do some line shop, and if you don't have every single book, make sure you go on that pinned comment, because I put Caesars, BetMGM, something other than just FanDuel and DraftKings. And if we take a look, at least right now every book's pretty similar. FanDuel looks like to have the best at -134 for over 6.5 Ks against the Seattle Mariners. And the question is, why do I like this play so much? So I like Taj Bradley, particularly because, he's a strikeout type pitcher. He maybe has not done amazing over the past, few 10 games, strikeout rates at 40% over this line, but he has an extremely good matchup. The Seattle Mariners are back to being their old strikeout self. 26% K rate against right-handed pitchers. And just look at it over the overall season, 29th ranked, 30th ranked for 2024. So they've been doing absolutely terrible and still been bad over the past 2 weeks. The main thing is you also want to look at his pitch mix and how the team has done against his pitch mix. So let me see if I can zoom it out a little bit. Let's see. All right, yeah, I think that's pretty good. So if I go on his fastball, which he throws a lot of, these guys strike out a pretty decent rate, 28%, 25%, 21%. And if you could see lower, which you can't, to over 25% for Rodriguez, Rayleigh, and Haniger. His other most thrown pitch has been the splitter. The splitter is one other one where they strike out a lot, 43%, 66%, 50%. So I think with his pitch mix, even the cutter, let's see the cutter, another one, so I think Taj Bradley has a good shot. He will pitch pretty deep into games 6 to 7 innings, depending on how his pitch count goes. And particularly, I don't think, the Seattle team has been very good, but they've been hitting with some power. So if they get some contact on Taj Bradley, we can see him maybe get pulled out early. But the thing is, he has a pretty long leash, man. 90, let's see, if you go down 99, 103, 104. So I think he's going to go pitch pretty late. I think we have a lot of chances for him to get a bunch of strikeouts, and against a team who strikes out at an extremely high rate. And even just look at his matchups. He went against the Orioles recently, got 7 strikeouts against them. That's very impressive. They're a tough team to strike out. Went against the Chicago Cubs, got 11 strikeouts. And the Chicago Cubs, if you saw yesterday, we had the Mets yesterday. Severino got 12 strikeouts against them. But overall in the past 2 weeks, 23% strikeout rate, pretty average in my opinion. And this game right here, Minnesota, this has been the most surprising. They're actually one of the toughest teams to strike out over the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to give him a pass here just because he played a very tough team, tough matchup, got 3 strikeouts, but now he has a much easier matchup against the Seattle team. So I like over 6.5 Ks for Taj Bradley. You could even do maybe outs as well. They think he's going to go through 6. That's also very possible. If he pitches that much and he's striking dudes out, he'll probably pitch into 6. He has, a long leash, pitching over 100 pitches per game. So, definitely can do it. If he doesn't get his Ks, he'll probably get his outs unless he gets absolutely rocked. And in terms of the other ones, you could look at maybe earned runs. But I mean, it's not 2.5 is under 2.5 is probably okay. I mean, minus 155. I either would rather go with the Ks or the outs. And I think, just given how much these guys strike out, I think the strikeouts could be a better look. But, for the odds, though, under 17.5 at minus 120 is not too bad. So I'd say either way, you could look at his outs or his Ks. They're probably decent looks. Both can hit. But sometimes, one hits over the other. And sometimes it's like, he gets 6 strikeouts but pitches through 6. But it happens, man. But I do like Taj Bradley in some fashion. All right, next game. So the next play I like today is Cade Povich, under 4.5 Ks. He's the starting pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles. And you're probably like, he only has 3 games. Yes, he's one of the top prospects from Baltimore. But he has a very, very tough matchup against the Cleveland Guardians, who, I mean, if you looked at them last year, they were not a great left-hitting batting team. But in this one, though, much, much better, man. This season, they've been absolute beast. Really low K rate, good power numbers against the left-handed pitchers. I mean, if you take a look at Cleveland, 90% K rate, 8% walk rate. So, I mean, I think they're going to give this rookie some problems, which is why I'm kind of looking at the under 4.5 Ks for Cade Povich. Orioles, obviously a very good team. He hasn't gotten a super long leash. I mean, he's gotten, 5, 6, 4 innings. So, I mean, if he runs into some type of trouble, he could get pulled early. Has pitched a decent amount, though, so that's a little bit concerning. 89, 94 pitches. So, he's got a pretty long leash as well in terms of how much he's been playing. So, I don't know, man. I think Cade Povich is a good pitcher, but he's going to go face his toughest test. He went against the Yankees, didn't pitch that well. Got rocked in the beginning. Atlanta did very well, but I think this is when Atlanta was not hitting that well in the beginning of the month. And then, he went against Toronto, who actually has been hitting too well, but their strikeout rate isn't super high. I mean, they're pretty much league average. This will be probably his toughest test of date against a team who doesn't really strike out that much and is very, very competitive. Yankees are probably the toughest one he faced, and look how he did. I think the Guardians are right in the middle between the Yankees and maybe, I mean, if you look at Atlanta right now, but yeah, I do like Cade Povich under. If you look at maybe his earned runs, you could do that too, but it's tough. Like, I think Guardians could definitely get some runs on him, but maybe you go under on his outs. He basically has to pitch through part of the 5th inning into the 6th, and then you could cash on this. But yeah, I mean, I think this will be a close one. I like the K's, to be honest. I think he could probably go through 5.5 and then you'll lose. But, the only way to play, you could do the hits allowed. I mean, they have his line right now at 5.5. That's a lot. I mean, can he give up more if he hasn't yet this season? This might be the team that does it to him. But I'd rather just roll with the K's. I think under K's is probably the better look for this game. If you wanted to do the under Ks, it's at minus 116, so not bad odds. It's because the line is so low. And we look at his pitch mix, right? The fastball. I mean, there are some guys that strike out a lot. Hedges, Naylor, Arias, Jimenez, and the other guys really don't strike out at a high rate at all against this type of pitch mix. Against the curveball, some of these guys do strike out at a decent rate, but nonetheless, man, I do think that being a rookie, coming up, I mean, it's a low line, so that's why the line is so low. Minus 160 is not a big amount of juice you have to lay, but I do think the Guardians, with their very tough lineup, they'll give him some problems. They're going to get some hits. Whether they get on base and score on him is a whole other question, but I do think with their 19% low K rate, they force walks, they force pitches. He may not go super deep, and he won't be pitching too many strikeouts in this particular game. So, yeah, man, I think those are the 2 plays that I'm going to talk about today. I like Cade Povich, and I also like Taj Bradley in some fashion. These are some good matchups I think you can add to your lineups. But if you have any questions, man, shoot me a DM, and let's get it rocking and rolling, guys. I'll talk to y'all soon, man.